What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my silly little show and tell where I show you 4 of my Hot Wheels, and this time they are all actually brand new additions to my collection because I am honestly a little excited today to show you these cars, specifically because I've been to the store, and when I came there I was actually lucky enough for the ladies in the store to be unpacking a brand new box, so I got my hands on an untouched box of Hot Wheels cars, and it was amazing. Like, it was a really cool experience. I was really thankful, and sadly I didn't find any treasure hunts. There were no treasure hunts in the box. I think there might have been like 100 cars or something like that, so I went through all of that. I didn't care whatsoever for what other people may be thinking of an adult man looking for little toy cars, but you know, it's fun, and it's a really fun thing to collect all of these things. And I'm really excited to show you all of these cars today because I would like to begin with what I think personally is going to be one of the most sought after cars of this year. I may be wrong, maybe these are going to be all over the place or something, but I heard it all over the place that these Red Bull Oracle Racing Formulas F1s are really sought after. I've seen the prices that they go for. It's kind of crazy considering that they just came out, and this was honestly the only one that I saw so far. This was the only one in the untouched box. Now, the card itself is not in an entirely pristine condition, I guess, because the cards weren't secured in any sort of way. They were just all thrown in the box, and like, yeah, you know how it goes with shipping items and stuff. So yeah, the card itself is fine, but the card isn't, which doesn't bother me personally. I'm just really happy to have this. And honestly, when I compare it to other cars, like let's take this Datsun for example, the formula is massive. Like, I know these are supposed to be on a scale of 1 to 64, but like the formula is really huge. And I know the cars in the 70s were like smaller than they are today, but damn, I've never seen formulas. I've never seen formula cars in real life, never been to a formula race or anything like that, but I was just surprised at how huge this looks in the box. And I really like the livery of this thing, but I have been looking over some of the details. Now, it is a mainline car, surprisingly. Now, supposedly there are 2 of them. This one is blue, and I think there is another in black. Now, I haven't seen that one. I've only seen pictures. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to get my hands on one of those. Probably not, because I imagine that scalpers are gonna take over all of them, probably. I hope that's not gonna be the case. I hope they're gonna let some other people enjoy them as well. But yeah, I've been looking at the details of this car. There are a lot of decals. There's the Red Bull logos and everything, but like, the car itself is not entirely true to the model of the formula, especially when you take a look at these fender things. I don't know how they're officially supposed to be called, like these things above the front wheels. Like on the picture, they are supposed to be sharp, and here they kind of look like wing mirrors or something like that. So it's not entirely true to the car itself. Also, a lot of the decals are actually missing. Like on the front splitter, it doesn't say Red Bull, just like it's supposed to say on the car. I'm not one to complain. Of course, I do like the model itself. I love the aerodynamic wheels. The color combination is really nice, and it's just really cool to have this car in my collection. I did not expect to actually get my hands on it ever, but as I said, I was lucky enough to get my hands on an untouched box, so that was a really nice experience. Now, this next one is a 1975 Datsun Sunny Truck B120. This is actually the first time I'm reading the entirety of that name. Yeah, I was actually thinking if I should pick this one up because it didn't seem super interesting at first, but then I noticed all those little details, like in the bed of the truck. So it looks like some sort of a shopping bag or something like that, and I really appreciate those little like sort of Easter eggs when they put them on the cars. And I absolutely love small pickup trucks. Like, that's I had a couple of those in my time. I had 2 Skoda Felicia pickups, and yeah, very super useful cars, to be honest. And we never had these Datsuns over here. And yeah, I ended up picking this one up, I guess because it is kind of cool. I love Datsuns, of course. Datsun, I'm not sure if they're made anymore. I think there were some talks about them being made in India or like for the Indian market, but I'm not sure if that actually went through. So I don't want to make anything up on the spot or anything like that. Now, of course, Datsun is today's Nissan, and I suppose that's why I ended up picking this one up. I do like the simplicity of it though. There's a little logo on the side which I'm not sure what it means. It says LW, which I would assume means Liberty Walk, but it doesn't say Liberty Walk like on the card or anywhere else on the car or around it at all. So maybe it's the designer's initials, I assume. The number 58 in the back, Datsun and Hot Wheels on the side, and you get those 3-spoke sort of Koenig MP3 wheels all around the car. And yeah, it does look cool. I ended up picking it up. I was deciding between this one and the red Maserati. I'm not sure of the model of the Maserati, so I put the Maserati back and I took this one because I actually picked up a lot of cars. This is only like one part of my newest haul, and yeah, there are some really cool cars coming this year so far. Like for example, this Cupra E-Racer. Now Cupra is sort of a derivative of the Seat brand, which is a Spanish-based car maker owned by Volkswagen. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen this car in Forza Horizon 5, I think it was. I have driven it there, and I was actually first surprised that it was an electric car. I'm not sure if it's called the E-Racer there in the game, but yeah, when I got it and it had no sound, I was like, oh man, it's an electric car, isn't it? It doesn't make any sounds, but it is fast as hell, and it does look kind of cool, I guess, even though it is that like mid-sized SUV type. I wouldn't call this a hatchback, to be honest. I would rather call it an SUV, sort of. It is massive. I have seen a couple of these, like the regular versions, of course, not the racing types. I've seen a couple of these around, like basically everywhere. I mean, I'm not sure how people can afford these cars, honestly. But yeah, there's a lot of these Cupras where I'm from, and I just see them all over the place. I haven't seen any of these electric ones though, and I'm not sure if I ever will. Maybe it's a one-off thing. I actually never looked it up. I'm not sure if it's like a unique car or if it's in production, if you can just regularly buy this. I honestly have no idea. So yeah, and one thing that really stands out to me about this car is the really nice sort of pearlescent pinkish purple color that they chose for this model specifically. The decals are really interesting. It is basically the Cupra logo on the side of the car, and it also says Goodyear over there, and you have the little Cupra logo on the quarter panel over there as well. Otherwise, not a whole lot of details going on, honestly. I'm not a big fan of electric cars, but I do like Seats, and I suppose that was my reason for picking that one up. Now, I'm gonna be a little rude here, but I think this is about the most disappointing car from my newest haul that I picked up. It's the Cadillac Project GTP hypercar. And I imagine that this must be an amazing sight in real life. It must be really awesome to see or to hear or to sit in or to drive. But the Hot Wheels model, it is sort of disappointing. Like, it just looks like a race car. Like, it doesn't look like anything special. It has almost absolutely no details apart from this number on the side and this little Cadillac logo in the front, which you can barely even tell that it's Cadillac because it's so like sort of mangled that you can't even really tell. And there's not much else going on the car. It has this like super basic yellow looking color, and not even the headlights. Like the car itself has such big, huge headlamps, and they just decided to put absolutely nothing on the front of the car, not even silly little stickers or anything like that. I'm not sure who is responsible for these decisions, but like such an amazing looking car. Like, I'm sure this is so incredible to see and experience in real life, and then the Hot Wheels model comes along and it just looks like a generic. They just kind of make it look like a generic car. I know I'm being super rude, but it was honestly just a little bit disappointing to see it this way. But nevertheless, it is a Cadillac. Hot Wheels doesn't make a whole lot of those, and I am a big fan of the brand. It used to be a big, huge luxury brand way back then, and I sort of still consider it like a luxury name, although Cadillacs are mostly, I mean, it's owned by General Motors, and here they're known as Opels in Europe, and yeah, I do like the brand itself. Not a huge fan of the car, but still I decided to pick it up because it's a Cadillac. So let's go put some, I wish I could go and put some miles on it. Yeah, so this was just the first part of my haul, and in my next video, I'm gonna talk about a couple of the other cars. And yeah, so I really enjoyed showing you all of these, especially the Red Bull one, because I had no idea that I'm gonna be able to get my hands on one of those. So thank you for watching. Tell me which one of these is best. Maybe give me a like to let me know that you like what I'm doing, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much.